back to Dreams of Music and Makeup. It's me, Jaclyn, or welcome here if it's your first time. Thanks for stopping by my channel. If you haven't already, I would love to have you subscribe. I do put out 2 beauty videos every week, and I love to give you guys what you ask for, so you can always leave your suggestions for videos down below. If I can't get to something or there's some reason why I can't film it, I'll definitely let you know. But anyway, today we are going to do a little bit of a quick tutorial. I'm going to do my eye makeup with you guys real fast, and I'm just going to do kind of a bronzy look. I'm going to do something in my comfort zone that I just kind of like to throw on. I'm going to be filming several different videos today, so I want to do something pretty neutral on the eyes so I can switch out my lip color and top and that sort of thing and film different things for you guys. It's funny, I feel like I almost get more bored of videos that I film on the same day just because I have to look at that many hours of editing in the same shirt or the same makeup look. I have already primed my eyes with a little bit of Urban Decay Primer Potion, just their original primer potion. And I'm picking up a clean crease brush. This is the Royal & Langnickel BMD 430 brush. I'm trying to figure out what transition shade I want to use. While I figure that out, let's just go ahead and put our lid shade on. Since I haven't set down this primer at all, it seems to have set itself actually. So we'll see how well my crease shade, or my lid shade sticks down. I said crease because I'm looking at it. This is from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. Grabbing this kind of bronzy shade here to put all over the lid. I really don't bring it all the way out to the outer corner, but inner 2/3, inner 3/4, whatever works for you. I like to have a little bit of room to add a defining color on the outer corner. Just wanted to do kind of a daytime bronzy smoky look. It's just what I'm feeling lately. Darcy's feeling very barky today. She's in here with me and still finding things to bark at, so I'm sorry. Now I'm taking that crease brush and I'm dipping into a little bit of, what are you? Barcelona Beach by Makeup Geek. Put that in the crease a little bit. So this is looking kind of how I want it to look for right now. I'm gonna set down Barcelona Beach. Truly just powering through, guys. What are you gonna do, you know? It's life. It carries on with or without you, right? I'm gonna go in with a little bit of, where are you? This is Latte by Makeup Geek. I'm gonna take it on this Sigma E25 and place that below Barcelona Beach in the crease. Focus it more on the outer half of the crease to give more of a cat eye effect. Last night I placed my Sephora order. I'm officially done shopping. Like, there's no more sale to be had for me. Use it as many times as you want, but I'm gonna use my willpower and say that that's the end of it. Now I'm gonna go in with Mocha with that same E25 and isolate this on the outer corner. I'm really excited to show you guys what I got. My package should be here in another couple of days. So once that gets here, let me know if you guys want me to film a haul of what I ended up purchasing, because I definitely made a couple of little modifications before I placed that order from when I filmed my recommendations for you guys. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing or not. little smokier than I was going for, but I'm digging it. This is gonna work out just fine for me. I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, this little trusty guy here, and just add that on this outer perimeter for just a hint of warmth. Everything else in this look is pretty neutral, but I just want a tiny bit of warmth to kind of glow from the edge, if that makes sense. This is gonna sound so boring and so cliche YouTuber, but I swear browns and bronzes are my favorite shadows to work with in the entire world. I could live in neutral eyeshadow and you wouldn't hear me complaining about it. I adore it. I feel like I could live with a collection of hundreds of neutral shadows and I would still be just fine. Is that you too, or are you a super colorful person? I feel like that's also comes from my desire to always enhance the natural beauty of things. I'm gonna take this little Stila Stay All Day waterproof eyeliner pen, and it's in the shade black, intense black, sorry. And I'm just gonna go real close to my lash line. That was terrible. Okay. Do not pinch yourself when you open your palette. Ow, that really hurt. Ooh. Yeah, I pinched it really good. I was holding it like this when I opened that, and you can see it just, ouch, ouch, ouch. A little extra shimmer. For base today, I'm going to be working with something you guys haven't seen me use before. I used this for the first time yesterday and really enjoyed it. But let's start with primer before I get too ahead of myself. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. I really like this one, you guys. It's been growing on me. I feel like I'm going to have to repurchase it soon because I'm actually running kind of low. This is a lotion consistency, but it is a pore minimizing primer and a smoothing primer. I really enjoy it for that reason. I have an issue with pore filling primers where if they feel like a silicone primer, they have a tendency to either make me oily or just make foundation like slip off my skin. It feels really bizarre. It doesn't work well with my skin. But this is a primer that feels like a lotion when you first start applying it. As it starts to dry down, you can tell that it has more smoothing. It has that kind of like soft focus feel. Hold please. I can't breathe. By the way, for any other super low carb people out there, this is a lifesaver. And also tastes really sweet if you are low sugar as well. I'm going to go in with this number 7 Lift and Illuminate foundation in the shade Warm Ivory. I'm going to put about 3 pumps of this onto my palette. See how it kind of holds its shape. It's a pretty thick formula. I think I'm actually going to mix a drop of this Smashbox primer oil in with it. I don't use this very often. It's something that I've heard recommended for thicker foundations that a lot of other people like to do. I have liked that with some foundations. Since I'm trying it for the first time with this could be really good or really bad. I'm gonna mix that with the back of a makeup brush like usual. This Warm Ivory shade is such a wonderful match for me, especially my more fall-winter skin tone. They may not have the most diverse range, but I feel like the colors that they do have are very skin-like and very natural. Well, I like how it's applying with that primer oil. It is applying a little different, obviously. Something mixed into it. I always wonder if other YouTubers edit out that sound or if I'm just like highly aggressive. I'm like, I want the foundation to go in, so I'm serious about it. It's not like I'm pelting myself in the face, but I am using some pressure. But I was mentioning low carb and that sort of thing. So if you guys missed that video where I mentioned that I'm switching to a new diet and that sort of thing, it's actually been a month now that I've been on that diet. So I'm actually now on a ketogenic diet, or keto, as most people call it. It is basically an anti-inflammatory diet. It is high in fat. It's fairly high in protein, but it is extremely low carb, low sugar, like no sugar. So it changes your body over from its primary source of energy being glucose and glycogen, which you get from carbs and fruits and sugars and all that kind of thing, to your primary source of energy being fats. So since that's what you're eating and you literally deplete your glycogen stores, there's no sugar to be found by your body, so it has to convert fat into energy. And I don't want to get too crazy into it because I am only a month in, and I think that there are probably still a lot more changes yet to come. But I have, aside from the antibiotics and like weird medications and stuff I'm on now, I have not had the same GI trouble that I've had previously, like in the last 10 years. Like I'm about a size 4 or 6, depending on who you ask, in pant sizes. And I'm someone who throughout the day, I would be anywhere from a size 4 to a size 8, depending on when I ate and how bloated I am. I don't wear fitted clothes because I've never been able to. I have never been comfortable. I have always bloated really badly after eating, and it basically, I only look like my actual self first thing when I wake up in the morning. I have a lot of GI trouble. If this is TMI for some of you, you can go ahead and leave now. Like, I'm a human being, and I think that some things are okay to talk about, and I found something that's helping me. So if it could help somebody out there, I would love to help you guys in any way I can. I have been someone who bloats and is uncomfortable after eating, like, all of my life that I can remember. I don't feel that way anymore. Now, granted, keto is very fat heavy. It's very meat heavy, and I don't think you could do it like vegetarian or vegan. I could be wrong about that, but it just, with my experience thus far, I think that would be really, really challenging. It's challenging enough as it is just to get enough calories in my system, because when you're eating everything that's so high in fat, it's so rich that, like, I don't want any more, and then I'm not getting as many calories. I do need to weigh in and see how much I've actually lost. That's not why I'm doing it, but I know I've lost a little bit because my pants fit a little different now. I'm new to this whole keto diet, but so far I have had a lot less inflammation of my gut. I've been far more regular. I've not had like extremes of either end of the spectrum since I've been consistent on keto. Now, when I cheat, a cheat item, like, I definitely know, like, I'll have an issue. I'll have a GI issue directly correlated to eating that thing. But once that's gone, then it's over. And then I'm back to not being bloated, feeling consistent throughout the day. I'm going in with this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I'm doing a little bit of light ivory, and then I'm doing light medium beige on the rest of my under eye. Have had IBS I was diagnosed 6 years ago, and I've had it probably for 10 years, if not more. And this is the best that I've done, like, consistently. This is the best that my body has felt and done. While this diet is not easy by any means, like, it is extremely challenging, and I don't think that you should do it unless you're fully ready to and really have something to gain, because I really just had nothing left to lose. I had to give it a try, because I was at the point where I was so miserable. My GI issues were preventing me from attending plans that I had made and stuff like that on a more regular basis. And I'm 26 years old. I can't have a medical phenomenon like this already inhibiting my social life. Like, I can't. Like, that's insane to me. The evidence is there. Like, people have had such success with this thing. Like, people, even with like asthma, some people with asthma who have started keto, they don't have asthma anymore because that's an inflammatory condition. I don't have the same IBS problems when I'm on this diet. Like, I do not have those issues. The hardest thing for me is I have a sweet tooth. So you have to find something where you can indulge in a healthy and like balanced way. So for me, I know that there are 33 grams of carbs in 17 gummy bears, like the Haribo Go Bears. So I literally will save my carb count for gummy bears most days so that I can have my little thing that feels like dessert at the end of the day, because I'm a sweet tooth person, and the hardest thing for me about this diet was giving up my little sweet fixes or my little crunchy fixes, because that's difficult too. Since you don't have any carbs, you really don't have any crunch unless you find a way to modify it. Are any of you guys on a similar diet? I would be curious to know. I'm curious what kind of results you guys have had from it. Maybe you've been on this longer than me. Let me know what I have to look forward to, if there's more stuff that's going to change. I will say that when you first start this diet, you totally feel like you have the flu, because your body is just completely changing systems, and it doesn't feel great. Just be prepared for that. Do a lot of research before you ever switch your diet, and always like talk to your doctors if you have issues and stuff. I definitely talked to mine before I did all this, so just keep that in mind. I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm not trying to tell you that you should be on this diet with me. I'm just telling you about my experience, and it's been a positive one so far. So I just thought I would put that out there. I'll keep you guys updated if there are more changes. I'm gonna let that concealer settle for a minute. This does not crease as badly or as prominently as the Tarte Shape Tape, in my opinion, though it does still crease a little bit. So I like to give it a little bit of time before I go in and set. See, we talked about the diet. Oh yeah, so this is my favorite flavor so far. You can have Powerade Zero on keto because it is 0 carb and 0 sugar, and there are no aspartame or anything in here, because there are a lot of sugars that you cannot have on keto. There are very few that you can, and this is acceptable, and I think this mixed berry is delightful and sweet. I was a soda drinker. This kind of helps curb that, since it's still like a sugary drink. But the other nice thing about keto is, since you have no carb, no sugar, you do not have peaks and valleys like you normally do on a completely free diet. You feel the same throughout the day because your energy is all consistently like there. You're not running out and then your body's trying to tell you to get more. Your body has fat stores. So I find I'll just be at work and it'll be like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why do I feel so crummy all of a sudden? And I'll be like, oh, because I forgot to eat lunch. Like, you literally just forget about meals. Like, the hunger is not the same. I am someone who's hypoglycemic. Like, I have to eat a little more often because my metabolism runs a little faster. I don't have the same devastating hunger when it's been like 3 hours since a meal, because your body takes a while to kind of break down those fats, and you have fat stores in your body. So it's not like desperate. It's not sending out these massive signals. So for me, not having caffeine, not having a source of caffeine in the morning, not having a source of sugar, and because I was a Coke drinker, I wouldn't have a lot of soda, but I would have 1 soda a day, and that was my caffeine intake, and that was it. And then I had water. It made me so hungry. Like, the soda made me so hungry, and I didn't realize it until it was no longer in my body. It also made me swell. So I feel like I've lost a lot of like almost water weight being on this diet. I definitely drink a lot of water. Good thing, you can still have wine on keto. It's fairly low carb. I don't know if I could do keto if there was no red wine. It's time to go in and set that under eye. I'm actually going to be mixing 2 Wet n Wild powders for this. I really enjoy these. I'm going to be using both light shades from these contour kits, this kind of banana powder and then this kind of like peachy pink light shade. I'm going to pick that up to set my under eye. I've actually really been enjoying using these colored powders to set my under eye, because I find that once I go in with setting spray, it doesn't have that same crepey, weird texture once I set with a spray. So I've been enjoying the extra coverage from these colored powders so much that I've been reaching for them all the time. these are some of the softest powders too. Like you can see all that kick up. Well, maybe you can see all that kick up. It's beautiful. A lot of people who own both items claim that these giant duo things are a dupe for the Marc Jacobs contour duos, which I do not own, but I worked at Sephora when they launched, and those are beautiful powders. Again, they're enormous, but they're incredibly expensive, so if you're looking for something similar, but a lot more wallet friendly, Wet n Wild bring in about $5. Looks like there's a little bit of redness coming through on my nose, so I'm just taking a little of that banana shade to set my little Rudolph nose. My nose is the reddest part of my face, and it is so annoying. Taking this Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Light Plus. I did finally get my correct shade. This is it. Yay me. And this is just a crown powder brush. I'm going to use that to set this foundation. This is what I used yesterday, and I really enjoyed this combination. It just felt like the perfect satin finish. I know that this is technically a foundation powder, not a setting powder, but we're using it. Makeup rules are made to be broken, and you can use powders for whatever you please. You just want to make sure that if you're going to use products for purposes they weren't designed for, you want to make sure that you're aware of your ingredients so that you're not putting something that is not eye safe on your eyes and things like that. Otherwise, makeup is what you make it, you know? Let's bronze up the face. I'm going to use this brush from that Wet n Wild set, this Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade for lighter skin. I will say that if you are more on the cool-toned side of the spectrum and you have fair skin, you're probably not going to like this bronzer very much. It is incredibly warm in undertone. It is very orange if you don't have any yellow to your skin. I get away with it just fine, but I do have a little bit of that warm undertone on my side, so if you do not, I would probably at least try to swatch this at an Ulta before you purchase it, because you may not be happy with this color. I'm going to go in with this Essence Satin Blush in the shade Satin Coral, which is shade number 10. I think there are only 2 of these. Forgot how pigmented this is. Oops, it's a little brighter than I meant to. To highlight, I'm actually going to be using an eyeshadow. This is by the brand CAO Cosmetics, or Cal Cosmetics, at least that's what I call it. I apologize if I'm butchering that. Someone can correct me in the comments down below with the correct pronunciation. This is by the brand CAO Cosmetics. I actually was made aware of them at IMATS 2016 in LA. That was the only IMATS I've been able to attend thus far. I am looking forward to attending that sometime again in the future. I approached this booth and I had never heard of the brand at all. I approached this girl who I'm still following on Instagram. Her name is Beauty by Red. I believe it's spelled with 2 D's. She was absolutely wonderful and informed me a little bit more about the brand, and it turns out that they were the cosmetics that exclusively did all of the Hunger Games films. I'm one of those people, I hate to admit it, but I'm kind of a skeptical person. And so when she told me that they did all the makeup for this movie, I was like, if you had done that, I would have heard of this brand before. You know what I mean? Like, I would have heard of you by now. If you can tell me what Katniss's highlight was in the second movie, I will buy it from you, because I need that in my life. It was like, I remember, it was just this beautiful, natural, kind of cool tone, pinky purpley shift. Oh, it was just the best. She walked me over and she said, that was this single eyeshadow. It's called Demure. and I swatched it, and my jaw dropped. And I was just like, that's it, I'll take it. And what else do you have? And she was able to get me a few different things. She got me a good deal. I was so grateful to have learned about the brand from her, and to have someone who is so knowledgeable and literally knew exactly what product I was asking for when I asked for this. I mean, look at that. Ugh, it's so freaking pretty. And I feel like the more you diffuse it out, the more glowy it becomes. Let's go ahead and finish up the lower lash line so we can do some setting spray and mascara and brows and all that nonsense. Just grabbing this little smudge brush by Real Techniques. I'm gonna dip this into Americano by Makeup Geek. So my little guy there. Taking Cocoa Bear on a little Real Techniques shading brush to blend that out. I'm gonna do some brows. Throw some mascara on, and then I'll be back. Alright dreamers, this is our finished look. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me today. I'm gonna try to do these videos a little more often. They're quite a beast to edit, so they're not gonna be all the time, but for those of you who do enjoy them, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just so you know, what's on my lips is the NARS Satin Lip Pencil in the shade Rikugian. I just have a little bit of that on. It is a sheer color, so it may not look the same on you as it does on me, but it is a really flattering color regardless. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have these products too, I hope you got ready alongside me. That's always fun. And if you enjoyed this style of video, please give it a big thumbs up if you haven't already. You're always welcome to do that the moment you start a video. Liking and commenting and all that kind of stuff really helps me grow here on YouTube. It helps other people get the chance to see my channel as well. You have the power to make my video more suggested to other people just by letting me know what you like. Anyway, hope you guys are having a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. I hope that you keep dreaming, and I'll see you